past. So in case you don't want to listen to this right now, I will save it for later. So for people who want to listen to it now, you can also just listen to it now.
I forgot to say on the resizing video, you put the same video on this one.
Oh.
The second one is the same.
I had to go onto YouTube to see the second one.
Oh, okay. Oh, you mean the link? I put the wrong link there.
No, well, they both come up on at once.
Yeah, in Moodle, it's both.
Oh, okay. The part 1 and part 2 are the same.
Yeah.
But when you go to YouTube, you can search by the day, so that way both will pop up when you search.
Okay.
Okay. So what we have now is the 2 drives. The source is SDG, and the destination is SDH. Now both of those drives cannot, we cannot work with those drives at this point because when you look at SDG, SDG1 has a little lock symbol here, which means the file system is actually mounted. So you cannot really do anything about a mounted file system. And the same thing applies to SDH, which is also mounted at this point. So the first thing we need to do is to unmount those particular volumes. And to do that, you have to log in as root first, and then you use mount to find out where they are mounted or what devices are mounted, and then just say umount /dev SDG1, and do the same thing with SDH1. And then we can go back here and have gpart add to refresh devices. This time, when we get back to SDG and SDH, those partitions will not be locked anymore because they're unmounted. Yep. So again, this is not locked anymore, and SDG1 is also not locked anymore. So this is a good start. We go to SDH. I'm assuming that I can use this one and just knock out this whole partition, because you can always recreate an NTFS partition later on.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, you can clear there's nothing.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and delete this one, and when we go back to SDG, and then we select this partition, and then we say copy, and then we go to SDH, right click and say paste. Now when you paste, it is very nice because now it gives you a chance to resize it, and also change it instead of at the beginning of the hard drive, you can move it all the way to the end of the hard drive. It's your choice, Jeff. You want it at the beginning?
Yeah.
Have a terabyte?
Yeah, it won't matter as soon as we're done with the class. I won't use it until we're done. So.
Okay. So you can make it smaller if you need more space for your NTFS portion.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter?
No.
So we'll keep the same size. Okay?
Yep.
And we just say paste. And right now nothing is really done yet. We have to click the check mark, apply all operations, double checks with you. And the only bad thing, or I shouldn't say the only, but the really bad thing that we can do is to copy in the wrong direction. That would be bad.
That would be bad.
That
would be real bad.
Yeah, sometimes that happens too. So we just say apply. We're pretty sure that we are copying from the smaller drive to the bigger drive. So you apply the operation, and the rest is just taking time.
So you just copied the whole system on
The whole
one drive
partition.
to the other one.
Yep, from one drive to another drive, and it's all done with a GUI environment.
Wow. Now, what if there would have not been enough space on the second drive?
Then it will complain. It will complain, but it can still do it. You can still copy a partition of a different size, and that's why when you copy and you specify the paste destination, it asks you, do you want to change the size of the destination?
So you can, at that point, you just change the size.
As long as the partition is large enough to hold all the content, you'll still be okay. And that's why it's kind of cool, because it takes care of that too.
On gpart, that's a pretty good program. I like that.
And it's free.
Yeah, and it's free.
It's free. It's free. You can run it from the live image. So you can plug in that little SD card into a computer that you want to do maintenance. And if you want to back up an entire partition, you just use that tool, copy the whole partition. You have just
So it would copy NTFS partition also. Then.
I believe so. If you want to just copy NTFS, or compress it, just the image itself, you can just use DD. I mean, DD can copy the entire physical drive onto a single file. But this one is not copying to a single file. It's actually copying it to another partition that's ready to be used after the copy operation.
And will it actually go ahead and label the drive as live RW?
That I am not 100% sure. Let me check this.
And that's G-Part Ed you're using?
Yeah, it does.
That's G-Part Ed you're using?
Yeah. Yeah, it's G-Part Ed. G-Part Ed is basically a quote-unquote clone of Partition Magic. And if anyone has used Partition Magic before, this is almost exactly the same.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, as I said, the only thing I would not trust you to do is to resize an NTFS partition. But we have brave people here who said that it worked.
Said it worked.
To resize the NTFS partitions?
Terabyte.
Oh, yeah. Well, if you have a terabyte and you're doing it through USB 2, yeah, that will take a day. So Jeff, we are all sat here, just waiting for it to be done.
Excellent. That was
It's pretty slick, huh?
yeah. Let release a lot of the pressure I had, because I just knew I was encountering that drive ain't gonna work on it.
Right. Yeah. Right now, it's checking the source drive to see if there are any things that it needs to be fixed, because before you copy the
Before it's
content.
copied, it wants to make sure it's
Right.
right.
And because it's a half terabyte drive, that's going to take a little bit of time too. But that's good because it's very safe. It knows that okay, better check it first before I make a copy of it. But it's just going to take a little bit of time because it's a half terabyte drive.
And you said that
I think I can stop the screencast now because those are the steps.
yeah.